It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the New England Patriots.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight, we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap, as it'll be the New England Patriots taking on the Miami Dolphins. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he returns this to the 22. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And they will be led out by a guy certainly still trying to prove himself here in the league, the young rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Pass that's taken in by Hill, and he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete. He was looking for Tyreek Hill that time, but it'll be 2nd down. But you look at this Patriots defense. It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB. They'd easily move into the top 5.
This defense for the Patriots, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
They sure did, and the key number to me was total offense allowed, which was barely over 100 yards.
It's caught inside the 25. It's a big play there for Miami. 42 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Now Achane on 1st and 10. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Two yards to go, 2nd down. Again, it's Achane. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They've taken this opening kickoff and marched it right down the field defensively. Not much resistance.
And that's the point, because my admiration is for the guys moving the ball right now. They know what they're doing. Their plan is working. But I flip it over and watch and say, okay, what are you going to do to change things up? Because if you don't, they're going to put that ball in the end zone real soon.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
He's got him. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Riley Patterson now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So now the Patriots getting set to take over on offense. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So, Charles, you look at this offense, what a start to the season. 5 wins without a loss. When do you think that you start believing that maybe you're in the midst of something special?
Well, you and I both know every head coach never wants that thought to creep into a locker room. But the truth of the matter is, not quite at this time, because if we look at the Steelers in 2020, they're a great example. Remember, they started 11-0, then lost 5 of 6 and went out in the first round. But I think if you get toward mid-November, the Thanksgiving time frame, and you're still doing this, that's when things start to get real for a ball club.
A big play there for New England. 55 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Here's Stevenson. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a good pickup of 7 yards, and now they're looking at 2nd and goal. He'll drop to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Patriots. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Patriots are able to match the opening drive touchdown against them with one of their own. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score. Extra point up and through by Myers. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Devon Achane of the offense ready to go once again. And we checked the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
These two teams all tied after one. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up. Looking to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, 48 yards. And the Dolphins have taken the lead.
Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. So back onto the field come the Pats for their 2nd drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
On 2nd down, it's Stevenson. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a 1st down. The Patriots at a perfect 5-0 here to begin the campaign. They've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. Sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
To throw now on 1st down. And he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Defensively, well done to jar that free. I'll tell you what, though, offensively, he's got to be lucky after the catch and the fumble that didn't go too far away from him.
And the way the football is shaped, it's not built to bounce true, is it? It can squirt in any direction and move in any way. He was so lucky. Thank his lucky stars, he was able to get that one back.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
2nd and a couple. They run once more with Stevenson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Straight ahead, it's Stevenson. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 6.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play.
We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting.
Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the return will stop right around the 25. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10.
Down to the 25.
Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On play action, they'll throw.
He'll find Shaheed out to the right.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Out to his left. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
And Shaheed going to go in motion.
Second and 5. Touchdown, Patriots.
Ramondre Stevenson.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Patriots are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you got a brand new ball game. Myers connects on the PAT, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
And the Dolphins with one final possession here in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down. They're going to look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Back to throw here. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. A 5-yard pass on the heels of a 5-yard run. Good enough for the first. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Hill. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. They'll drop to throw. They'll swing this out wide. Here's Achane. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. They'll come up 2nd and 7. They'll throw now on the final play. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Back to throw again. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we go up to Orlando now and hand it over to Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Here comes the Patriots offensive unit. They'll have it first here to begin the third quarter. This offense ready for the first drive of the third quarter. Well, quarters number 1 and 2 entertaining. We saw some good offense points put up, Charles, and all tied on the scoreboard.
And it sets us up for what could be a really fun second half because we've seen both sides score almost at will here in the first half. And now, here in the second half, getting the ball first, you've got to think, hey, we can go out and really run our offense the way we did in the first half. But if I'm a defensive player, all I'm thinking is, can I make a play to really help out my team and break this streak of offense?
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll set up a throw. Gets this complete to Shaheed. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave them with a second and just a few inches left.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they've put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Back to Stevenson on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7. They'll set up to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Bourne going to go in motion left. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Up the middle, here's Stevenson. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
Again, it's Stevenson. And he's going to have a gain of 11 to the 11 before he's brought down. 1st and 10. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
On the handoff, Stevenson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 72 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. Now a handoff, Stevenson. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. And give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted.
And he is in. Touchdown, New England. A great play there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Patriots, on the final play of the 3rd quarter, have taken the lead. And when the smaller guy can't power it across the goal line, Charles, sometimes you need to go with a fullback. They did. It worked.
What's that thing about force and mass? How's that?
Oh, yeah. Force equals mass times acceleration.
Oh, that's big-time stuff. That's from the same guy the apple dropped on his head, right?
Extra point up and through by Myers. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Myers now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the 2nd half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost up.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
On the tackle there, Zach Sealer out of Ferris State. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Stevenson gets it again on second down. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are right back in this football game. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
It'll be a gain of 5, and that'll bring up second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And Hill is going to have a Dolphins first down as he's up to the 45. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football. He had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They'll look to throw here on first down. He finds his target, Beckham. 2nd and 6 coming up. He'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they know anything less than a touchdown here at this late stage is going to be no good. They were going for it all right there, but it was just too hard to adjust to that one in the air, and it winds up incomplete.
Back to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Patriots' 20-yard line. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. Here comes 2nd down. Back to throw. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a third down.
A couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Dolphins are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. He'll dump this off to Achane.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
This one thrown underneath to Achane.
And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He's back to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here's a big one. It's 4th and goal.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Second and 11 now. Now a run with Stevenson. And that should do it. He's got a first down, and the Patriots can run it out from here.
The Patriots in the victory formation as they'll take the knee. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And they will take a knee here. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Pats, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Miami, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucks. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to EA Sports.